To me, right here is one cool ride for sure. This is a truck, belongs to a buddy of mine. He's got a couple of them in here. Darren Young, everybody, this is Darren Young right here. Grew up with Darren. We went to school together.
Graduated high school together.
Graduated high school together, and been trying to talk to him for a long time about coming over here and checking out his shop, his cars, his projects and everything. But would y'all look at this? I want you just to look at this truck right here. Not everything that you want to do a project on or whatever is going to be something that's got a $15,000, $20,000 paint job on it. Sometimes you like them as a daily driver.
A lot of that's the original paint. All I did was buff what was there.
Yeah, boy, isn't it fun buffing black?
Yeah, yeah. But you can do it, just stay after it.
Yeah, you got to really put your heart into it. Tell us a little bit about this, Darren. Tell us about this. First of all, check it out, y'all. I love the token, the name. We've talked about that. Man, the grill is perfect on this. But tell us a little bit about what all you've done here.
Well, it's actually a 71, and I put the 69 Ranger grill in it. To me, the 69 had the prettiest grill that Ford ever had back in this series.
And you know what? There's no fault in that.
Yeah,
to me,
just no truck at the end of the day.
Make it like you want it. I took that one of mine and I made a tubular stainless steel grill in it. I didn't like the grill it had. It was a 70 model.
Right. And the 71's not bad, but to me it's just, that's the prettiest grill I had. And that's actually a used grill I bought from a friend of mine out of Kentucky.
Wow.
And I did a little straightening on it and put it in there.
Yeah, well you did a good job.
The truck came from, this was Clyde Butts's truck that he bought new from Lonnie Russell Ford in Birmingham. And he lived, you go down the bottom hill, that's Butts Road. Yeah. And about 1.5 miles is where he lived at on the left, and that's where this truck's been ever since it was new.
And you had your eye on it.
Well, I've always liked this body style truck. I'm not a Ford guy,
but
I've always liked this truck.
Yeah.
So Tommy Flowers ended up with it through some, I think his wife's stepbrother, ended up with it. Clyde Butts was his granddaddy. Clyde passed away. Scotty ended up with it, Scotty Butts. And then Scotty passed away.
Oh my goodness. Scotty Butts passed away?
Yeah. Scotty's been dead for so long.
He was one of our classmates, wasn't he?
He was. Remember he had a real bad
He had a real bad wreck. I went to the hospital when he had that real bad wreck
Yep.
and everything.
So anyway, Tommy ended up with it. I worried Tommy to death trying to buy this truck. Well, he finally decided to let me have it.
Well, Tommy's a good guy, man. He's definitely a Ford guy.
Yeah, he definitely is. His daddy is too.
Yeah.
But it stayed in his yard for over a year after I bought it from him.
These look like the late model Ford rims.
Those are 94, 98, somewhere in there.
See, I put some 94 models on the truck that I did. I did that 70 model, which I cut mine all up and cut the bottoms of the fenders off right there and put the 92 model bumper on it and everything.
To me, these wheels look really good on this truck.
Yeah.
I've seen one with a set of Magnum 500s. They make some 15 Magnum 500s. I may eventually put a set of those on here.
Yeah. Check out your tailgate. Oh my goodness, I can't believe your tailgate is in such good shape. That's rare. To have a tailgate that's not just warped all to pieces on these old trucks. Look at this, y'all.
That's probably the one that came on it.
I want you to look at this. Now, normally these tailgates are bowed where somebody threw a 2-foot diameter piece of firewood up there with it down, or either that or they left it down and they backed into a tree.
Well, it's not really that beat up on the inside, the fender wells and that stuff.
Yeah, no.
But now it's got a little rust in the floor.
Well, there ain't no, so what?
They had started, it wasn't running, so they started piling garbage up in the back of this thing.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do.
For a long time.
Yeah.
I think Tommy said it took him several days just to get rid of all the garbage that was in the back of it.
Oh my word. Look, did you buy these?
I had that done.
You had that covered?
Wayne McGriff did that for me.
Yes. Now Wayne's got a nice old truck.
He does. His daddy.
It was his daddy's original truck, wasn't it? I sent him a message on Messenger trying to see if he'd let me do an episode about his Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
His
is a 72. This is a 71.
Yeah.
But he's working on his. He's, in fact,
Folks, if you don't know M&M Upholstery, you need to look it up. Man, Wayne and Pound, they do some fantastic, world-class work. You need to look them up. I want y'all to look at this. This is so nice, Darren. The dash on these things are usually cracked up, and I cannot believe you don't have a crack right down the center.
I hate to tell you, but that's a new dash.
It is a new dash.
It is a new dash, yeah. The truck originally had a maroon interior.
Yeah.
But to me, a black vehicle with a bright red interior, there ain't nothing like it.
Yeah, man, that is smooth. Let me turn the light on right here. I got my flashlight out. I wanted to get in here to really get the details of the. Look at that instrument cluster. My instrument cluster had all the chrome wore off of it. And
well, that bezel is new, but the gauges, I added those to it.
3-speed?
Yeah, 3-speed overdrive.
Overdrive?
Yeah.
So it's actually, you got 4 gears on that column?
Yeah. Well, it's 3 on that column. It's got a piece made on the transmission that shifts into overdrive when it gets into second gear.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the engine too.
All right, it came with a 360.
Okay.
And the motor, when I got it, the motor was bad. I've never seen one any worse. That's why Tommy decided not to keep the truck.
Because of the motor.
Yeah, he made me come up there and look at it and show me what all he'd found wrong with it. So he told me that it's bad. It's got to be. Well, he was right. It didn't just need rebuild. It needed a motor.
Yeah. And you found this one used?
So I found an engine through a friend of mine. He's another Ford guy, and I rebuilt it. Mm-hmm. So it's a 390.
390. Now let me tell you a story about a 390. My dad took and bought a 1970 model Ford Torino GT, I think it was, maybe a 69 model, but had a 390 high performance in it. And the car was wiped out, and Dad bought it. He dropped that engine in a 1951 Dodge truck.
Right, right.
And he sold it. He was driving down the interstate at 100. He was clocked by the state trooper at 152 miles an hour.
Wow.
He was running late for a shift at Ford Motor Company. He worked building cars down there when we were babies. And somebody slammed on the brakes in front of him, and he could not get it to stop fast enough. And he realized that he was fixing to leave my mom widowed with a couple little babies, and he sold that truck.
Yeah.
And about a couple months later, after he sold it, the guy that bought it flipped it just end over end like 10 times.
Wow.
And totaled it out. But yeah, 390 is a good motor, man.
There's not a whole lot of difference in a 360 and a 390, but whenever I went back, I just had to have a 390. That's what everybody
Did you
wanted.
put new carburetor on it?
New carburetor intake, new everything.
Yeah, valve covers.
Yeah, the block's the only thing that hadn't been replaced. Yeah. And we bored it out and did all the machine work, new cam bearings, all that stuff.
Nice. Running that. This has got to be new.
It is.
Yeah, it looks good though.
Yeah.
No power brakes.
No power steering, no power brakes. Steering. But it had a 3-speed overdrive transmission.
Yeah. Very cool. You want to crank it up?
Yeah, yeah.
Crank it up and let's hear what it sounds like. I see that the pipes are coming out just behind the cab right here.
Yeah, these are called boom tubes.
Boom tubes.
It's what they were putting on NASCAR back in the late 90s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Talk to me, Goose. I like that. Hey, you know, it's amazing. Sounds good, Darren. It's amazing how good the paint shined up, you know. You didn't paint, you told me once before that you had to paint a little bit of section on.
I painted the back of the cab.
The back of the cab.
And the hood was rotted out so bad that I didn't want to fix it. It wasn't I couldn't fix it, I didn't want to. It was that bad. So I bought a hood and then I painted the hood to make it look like it was faded out. You see the primer.
And you did that to kind of give it a patina?
Yeah.
Check it out, y'all. You can kind of see the primer through it. He made it period correct or made it to match, however you want to say that. I like it there.
It's got places on top of the bed on the other side that looks like that, and on the roof. So.
And kind of makes it look original, don't it? check this out. Darren has added some little gauges in here. It's tachometer, and then over on this side right here, he's got the oil pressure. Added those gauges in this instrument cluster. Looks like it could have came in there. I really like that, Darren. Really looks good. And so this right here was the original seat. You had M&M to cover it.
That's the original seat. He just cut all of the factory springs out of it.
Yeah.
And put plywood in the bottom and the back, and then built the cushion.
And I like that he did all that cushion work to make it where it had this taper to it and all, right?
Right.
Yeah. Man, Wayne and Pam, they do some good work. Covered your door panels. Everything looks good.
The original door panel had this. It had a plastic chrome trim ring.
Yeah.
And I asked him to kind of emulate that, and that's a piece of aluminum.
Is that something he made?
He made that, yeah. And it's screwed to the panel on the back side.
Right there's the joint at the bottom. You can't even hardly tell it.
Yeah.
Oh my word, man. It's amazing. Now, folks, there's a lot of talent all over North Alabama. I'm proud of it.
I guarantee.
We've got a lot of friends that can do some fantastic work. I really like it. Well, I appreciate it, Darren. Well, I really love this truck, man. And the name Token. Now, what was the guy's name that you said owned it originally?
Well, the guy that owned the truck was Black, not Black, Butts.
Butts, yeah.
Yeah, Clyde Butts.
Clyde Butts. Yeah, and so, listen, I talked to him the other day about this name Token, thinking that maybe he called the truck Token because of the guy that owned it before. But it's not at all.
No, it's actually comes from South Park.
South Park, y'all.
Show that's on, I think it's Comedy Central, something like that.
Yeah, I got the
And
there's
there's
Token
a fourth
Black.
grader on there. His name is Token Black.
Yeah,
So.
the Token Black, yeah. But also, we had a good buddy in high school named Jimmy Royster. And Jimmy drove one of these trucks.
He had one that looked just like this.
It looked exactly like this truck right here. And I asked Darren, I said, does that name Token reference Jimmy Royster? He says, no, but it could because we were really good friends. And so him and Jimmy were really good friends. And one time, Jimmy and I were invited to go with Casa Williamson, and her dad let us go with them to Opryland.
Right.
Angie Earl, Casa, me and Jimmy, and then Casa's friends, sister and brother, I mean. We all loaded up in one of these, and we took off to Opryland.
That'd be a long trip. I hope it had air conditioning.
I don't even remember, or if it even mattered. It didn't matter that it didn't have air conditioning. We all had a great time. That man was really nice to us kids and took us up there. And this is what we rode in. Tell me about this thing a little bit.
Actually, this truck was bought new in South Carolina. North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
A lady who had an antique store up there bought it new and ordered it without any back seats to haul her antique furniture in.
Wow. And what year model is it?
It's a 72.
72.
It's had a repaint on it.
Yeah?
But it's pretty solid. The insides are, this carpet still looks good. Seat
Yeah.
looks,
Well, I see why you bought it. I mean, man, that is so cool.
So there's a guy up in Sevierville, Tennessee, bought it from her and kept it for a while. He never did anything with it, and I bought it from him.
Look at this thing, man.
Back last summer.
Yeah.
And then we drove it to the Harvest Festival here.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing it out there. Listen, I don't care what anybody else says. It's all about the who's beholding it.
Right,
to me,
right.
this is cool. I like this, Darren. It's stuff that you just don't see every day.
Right, right.
And that's what I'm trying to highlight on my channel is, you can go out and you can go to Vegas and you can go out there and you can pick up a $75,000, $100,000 car that has got a $20,000 paint job on it.
Or more.
Or more, you know. And, but in these little shops around North Alabama, there's cars that guys own that are just cool. There's a cool factor to that.
But you can get in that truck. You can get in that Suburban and go.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere you want to go, and it's got a new motor and transmission in it.
Yeah, 350.
It is.
Nice. Yeah.
350 with a 350 transmission.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You can go anywhere. Now I can't believe they ordered that one without any seats in it. So yeah, that's the appeal.
She didn't need the seats. I got a friend of mine gave me this seat for it, so
You gonna cover
I
it?
may clean it up. I may just see if I can put some more hide on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it'll look fine.
Well, I like that. There's a guy that I work with named Johnny LeBron. I did a video on his, and he loves that blue right there.
Yeah.
He's got everything he's got is blue, just about it. You got you an old motorcycle? Check it out.
Yeah, I had that's a 86.
86 Maxima.
Maxim, yep.
Yeah.
Maxim X. Maxim X.
A Maxim X. Yeah.
I had one of those.
You know,
bought it brand new.
I've been looking on Marketplace at the old Honda Nighthawks. I was looking for something like Brian Smith had that he rode in high school.
That was a 4-cylinder bike too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I had one of these right here. I bought from a guy that used to work at the body shop with my dad. He had 2 motorcycles sitting beside his trailer, and he lived up in Springville. And he was needing some money, and I was getting ready to build my first dune buggy.
Right.
And he said, "Come on, ride with me up there to Springville." I got 2 of them sitting. I bought 2 motorcycles for $50.
Wow.
Out behind his trailer, and I parted them out on. I parted one of them out on eBay, and kept the engine on it and put that V-twin Honda. What do you call that? Dadgum, I can't remember.
Was it a Shadow maybe?
Honda Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Honda Shadow, and put that engine on it, and on that first dune buggy I bought, and it was shaft driven, and I couldn't change my gearing. You know, I used the shaft drive and didn't have the rear end like I wanted and everything. Never did love it, so I went back with chain drive on the next one that I built.
Yeah.
But I sold the other one. I sold the other bike that I got for $250 to a guy, and he took it completely apart and restored it completely.
Yeah.
And he had it.
That one's, I've got plans of painting that one. It's got a few dings and dents on it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got too many other projects.
Yeah, well, you know, all in time. You know, you just can't do them all at the same time, and you might get bored one of these days and need something to do. Now, what was that used for?
It was a engine diagnostic. You could hook it up to your motor. It's way out of date now, but for setting points, it would tell you if you had a plug wire bad or spark plug, or tell you how to set your points. It had a dwell meter, all that stuff on it. So
that's pretty neat, isn't it?
It was top of the line when it was new.
Yeah.
So
got the old Coca-Cola drink box.
I was gonna put a pan down in the top of it.
Yeah.
And put casters on it and use it for a toolbox roll around.
Oh, that'd be cool for a roll around, yeah.
All these
Check
signs
out the old
came
Coca-Cola
from
machine.
different friends of mine where I've got those. And
yeah. Now you said you sold how many $1,000 worth of stuff?
I had, you can sell way around where they used to be, but I had an online auction and I sold everything to a guy over in close to Fort Payne for $25,000.
Yeah. Vonda and I were up in Franklin, Tennessee, and we ran into the guy that does the American Pickers.
Yeah.
You know, that guy, the smaller, skinnier guy. And we ran into him. He was picking out there.
Yeah.
And it was an old antique store there we was at, and they had a bunch of stuff outside he was going through.
The brother is on a lot of those sites that I'm on.
Yeah.
I've talked to him a few times.
What is this mobile oil? Was that your oil caddy?
That's actually used to have oil in it. They called it a lubester.
Yeah.
So it would have had, it would have been full of oil, and you had these glass jars that you would fill up.
Yeah.
This is how you'd put oil and stuff.
Okay.
You'd fill this up with the lubester, and then you'd put that in the car.
Pretty cool, man.
Car or whatever you needed.
Wow, that's neat. Yeah, I like that. Now, was it you that had the Blunt Springs Coca-Cola water bottle?
The water bottle?
Yeah, Blunt Springs. I looked at one of those online one time, and it seems like they were wanting like, I forget, like $900 for that thing.
They're running about $500. I didn't give that much for this one.
That one was asking $900 for it. Yeah, look at that, y'all. Now, there used to be a resort, Blunt Springs, where people from all over the world would come to, and they had the Sulphur Springs water, which supposedly had healing properties in it, and they bottled their own water right there.
You can see it's been repaired right there.
Yeah, you had the neck of it fixed.
I didn't give nowhere near that much for that. But
that was on eBay. I'd found that on eBay.
I got that one from Harley Marsh.
Harley? Yeah. Willie, I saw Willie down at the parts store, and he was telling me that he saw where I commented on it on your Facebook, where he had it. Too bad your pinball machine down there don't have the KISS. Remember KISS?
Yeah.
Pinball machine? It used to be down there at the Spring Valley Beach. What in the world is this thing?
That's a Anglia. The best I can tell, I hadn't really gotten that deep in to try to find out.
Yeah?
But it's like a 58 Anglia, which is an English Ford.
English Ford. Now they had run a Ford 4-cylinder in
Yep,
that?
it had a little flathead 4 in it when I got it.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a race car, and I'm not against that. I just hadn't worked on it in a while. But
yeah.
that's the slicks and skinnies inside the car that I've got.
That's what you was going to run on it?
And I'd already cut the rear quarter to lengthen the wheel opening for the slick.
Yeah.
So I cut this out.
You already cut that out?
And moved this was here, so I moved all this back.
Yeah. Neat, man. Yeah, that's a pretty big project right there to take on. That's not something you can do in a weekend right there.
No, I've got several
hours. This is an English car, you said?
English Ford, yeah.
Yeah. So how in the world did it wind up in America? Do you know?
They exported some of them. You can see it's a left-hand drive.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay, yeah, that's the difference there.
If it had been in England, it would have been a right-hand drive.
Yeah, and the horn would have been honking.
Yeah.
Yeah. The horn would have been automatically honking because that's the way it is over there. I went to England a couple different times, and Lord, them people don't have any patience.
But there's a guy around somewhere that's got one just like this, same color and everything, except his is a panel delivery van.
Okay. Now, do you know Jared Samples?
No, I don't.
Brother Johnny Samples used to be in the car club. His son Jared inherited, he's got a Morris Minor.
Okay.
Convertible.
Yeah. That's very desirable.
Yeah, and he's putting the 4.3 Chevrolet running gear and all out of he's got a, Gene Wright actually helped him with it, do the link rear end on it.
I've seen that car.
The 4-link rear end, yeah.
Well, I found this in a junkyard over at Cleveland.
Yeah.
And just had to have it. It was so ugly. It was so ugly. It was pretty to me. So I bought it.
Needs to have a tongue hanging out.
Yeah.
Needs to be a tongue hanging out down there somewhere. Yeah, I like that. You can make you something look like it ought to come off that show Cars, the cartoon.
If it had a set of wide tires under the back and little bitty tires on the front of it, it'd be a lot of fun.
Put you a General Lee paint job on.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Man, this is cool, Darren. I like everything you got here. Very nice. A man cave set up. Got you. This is your paint room, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's paint booth.
Paint booth right here where you can suck the air out of there and all. But a lot of neat stuff you got here. I really appreciate you letting me come over and do the video. I'd like to take a ride. I don't know if it's raining or not. I'd like to take a ride in the truck.
Well, I still got some gremlins that's presented themselves this afternoon. So.
Yeah. Oh, on the truck?
On the truck.
Hey, check it out. You remember when you used to go to the gas station? You roll up there to get some gas, and the thing would ding. That's pretty neat.
Old Milton driveway signal.
Yeah, I like that. Very cool. I appreciate you stopping back by. I always appreciate it when you're watching my content. Trying to get around to some of these guys' places that I think that have really cool rides, and give them, do some interviews with them on their stuff. And if you would, if you like it, hit the like button. If you got any comments about it, or if you know you want to talk something about it, make a comment down below in the comment section. And if you would, please subscribe to the channel and help me build my channel. I appreciate you stopping by.